Hi everyone, good morning. It's Margaret Manning here and welcome to Mornings with 60 and Me. Today's Wednesday, it is January the 11th. So I hope you're having a great morning so far. I have had my cup of tea this morning. I am color coding my tea this morning. I've got I've got cherry tea and it's really lovely. It's very fruity, dark tea and a beautiful color. Lovely maroon, burgundy color. It's great. So what's your favorite morning tea? I know you've given me some ideas, but I'd love your suggestions. And many of you like coffee, so coffee or tea, sit back and relax, and we'll get this day off to a fabulous start. So, what did you have for breakfast? Or maybe you haven't had breakfast yet. But I had this morning oatmeal. I have oatmeal every now and again. I really like it with some blueberries and a little bit of banana. That was my breakfast this morning. And sometimes I skip breakfast, and I know that this is not something that is recommended. So today I wanted to talk to you about healthy habits, eating habits in our 60s, and how we have to, we have unique nutritional needs as we get a little older. We've got to take care of our heart, keep it strong and healthy. We have our bones to think about to keep them strong, and also just to keep our blood pressure down and our weight. Those are the kinds of three things I think we really have to think about in our 60s. And there are some things you can do. There are some decisions you can make, lifestyle changes that you can implement that will really help you take care of those three things. So I've got 15 different things today, little tips I'm going to give you for healthy eating in your 60s. And if you've got any ideas as we go along, please feel free to leave your comments and your suggestions, because these are ones that I've come up with, and we have an article. I'll send you the link to it so you can dig in a bit deeper. But things that research has shown are good for us older women. So first thing, when you're hungry, I get hungry during the day because I sit and work at my desk a lot. So I have to think of little ways to trick myself from not eating cookies and, high calorie, sort of low nutritional value items, which help me for about 3 seconds, and then I'm hungry again. So one idea is to try nut butter snacks. So if you go to a health food store, or you can even make your own, you can make almond butter or all kinds of spreads out of nuts. And if you take some of that and just put it on an apple or celery, it's really, really good for you. 100 calories, and the nut butter is really good for the fat perspective. And then, of course, the apple gives you something to chew. But that's a nice one. Embrace fish oil. Omega-3 fatty acids that are found in fish are really good for you too. So you can take a supplement for that if you don't want to eat it, but maybe incorporate fatty fish like sardines or salmon into your diet every day. Helps with mental acuity, prevents mental decline. This is what they say, the experts who look at this omega-3 fats. Next thing involves nuts again, which is it says go nuts for pistachios. I love pistachios. Well, anything that forces me to have to open the shell and work at it, I appreciate more. But pistachios are actually very good for you. They are good for raising your good HDL cholesterol. So maybe instead of grabbing a handful of almonds, just grab some pistachios, and they're pretty too. And you can put them into other things, cakes and so on. But just for snacking, the nuts are wonderful. Another idea is to go for organic ketchup. Now we all, maybe not all, but many of us like ketchup on our foods, on our fish and chips or other things. But if you can go for the organic ketchup, it's really much better for you. You'll find it in the States, Trader Joe's, places like that. But it's a really kind of a dark colored ketchup, very much like my tea actually. And you can tell that it's organic by just the color, for one thing. But apparently it has 3 times the lycopene of regular ketchup. So that's another tip. Vitamin E is a really good thing for you. This is the next thing. And nuts have a lot of vitamin E in them. It's good to, as I think I mentioned it before in another video, handful of nuts is great. They're a bit like potato chips, so they're hard to stop once you start. And just take a handful. Try to take one of each kind and have a little assortment. But an ounce of nuts really gives you a lot of good vitamin E, which is super good for you. In general, I think one of the rules that we highlight in this article is to go for natural foods. Go for foods that are not processed and haven't got a lot of preservatives in them. And sometimes when I go out like for a walk or I go have a cup of coffee somewhere, I'll take a little bag of nuts and other things with me, just so I don't have to be tempted by a cake or something that's probably really delicious, but not as good for your body. So that's another lifestyle change, is to carry your own little pack of goodies. Along with the specific foods that you can eat, some of the suggestions that we raise are to eat, is the way that you eat, the way that you incorporate your food, your attitude to food. And one thing is to eat mindfully. And of course, we're always, I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I always seem to be in a bit of a rush. Eating seems to me sometimes a bit of a waste of time. I want to do other stuff. So we rush through our food. But eating mindfully is a really, really good strategy. And it stimulates the the feeling of hunger. It helps you feel less hungry by chewing your food 20 times each mouthful. Also, just give thanks for what you're eating. It's important. Another thing that we do often with our food is we peel things and throw away what's really the best part of the fruit or vegetable. So when you're making a potato, for example, or baking potato, you can chop them up, but not necessarily have to peel them. Just eat the potato whole. It doesn't look quite as pretty, but you mash potatoes with the peel, but it's okay. They're much better for you. And also things like apples, the peels are excellent. So keep those good parts of the food as well. Okay, here's my favorite, or one of my favorites. I love chocolate. I think it's because I was born in the UK and it's such a part of the way of life there. Chocolate is just one of those things that I enjoy. But over the years, I have moved from light milk chocolate, which I still do eat though, to darker chocolate. And just a couple of little squares of chocolate can really satiate your desire for sugar and sweet. And if you break it up into little pieces and then just eat it very, very slowly, I find that it's lovely. It's a nice treat, especially at the end of the day. So dark chocolate. It contains caffeine. So obviously be careful of caffeine, especially in the dark chocolate, the 90% cacao, super high in caffeine. I didn't know this until quite recently. So be careful about caffeine in that very, very dark chocolate that you might like. It enhances your concentration and focus. So chocolate's good for you. We know this. Chocolate doesn't ask questions. It just helps us to feel good. Another thing that we suggest is to consider cinnamon on your food. Now, cinnamon really, apparently, is really good for your blood pressure, and it reduces stress. You can actually buy cinnamon tablets, and I've read this as a suggestion for high blood pressure. But it's also just nice to sprinkle in coffee. You can put a little bit on your coffee or on your oatmeal. But cinnamon is a really nice thing to incorporate into your diet. Now here's one of my favorites. I don't know about you, but I love all berries. I'm a real big fan of raspberries, strawberries, and blueberries. Now, of course, the color should give you a hint, because the color blue, it says that it's got something in there. I forget what the ingredient is, but blue and beetroots and other blue, like blue potatoes, they're really good for you. That color has something magical in it. But it's really, blueberries are thought to help with brain stabilization and growth, brain growth. So just sprinkle some blueberries, like I did this morning, on your cereal, or instead of nibbling those sweets, just have a little bowl of blueberries, and they're really sweet and delicious. One more thing, there's I think two more here. One more is calcium. Now, of course, we talked about strong bones, and calcium in combination with magnesium and zinc and other minerals. It's really, really good for your bones. Now, I think you have to take D and magnesium together with calcium. Talk to your doctor about this, or your nutritionist. Even the pharmacy will have this information. But it's one of those things. Calcium, if you can get it in foods, of course. You can get it in naturally in foods. But if you take a supplement, it's good to include it with vitamin D and magnesium. But calcium, definitely something and when you go to the doctor next, talk about minerals and vitamins as well as, other things that you discuss. It's important to, some very good things to incorporate into your diet. And the final idea for healthy tips for eating this week is bananas. Now, bananas we know have a lot of potassium in them, and so do potatoes, by the way. I was taken aback by that when I talked to Chef AJ, one of our interviewees a couple of weeks ago. She was brilliant and it educated me about the benefits of potatoes. But bananas have got lots of potassium in them, and of course, potassium is great for blood pressure and your heart. So maybe a banana every day. I always get the small ones because I like, I don't have a really big taste for bananas. Like I don't love them, but a small one, just on my oatmeal or just small nibbles, I love it. It's good. So those are some things to think about to take care of your heart, your blood pressure, and your healthy bones. Those are the three things that we need to be thinking about. So what do you think? Was that helpful? If you've got any thoughts, please let us know. Put them in the comment section below. And, we're all about sharing here on Mornings with 60andMe. That's what I love most about it. And I am so appreciative of all your very, very sweet comments. You've just been so lovely. The way you talk about 60andMe and what it's done for you and your feelings about getting older and how this helps you. It means a lot to me. And the personal comments too are wonderful. Thank you from my heart. I really do appreciate it. But, tell a friend about Mornings and invite them to come join you. It's a fun, hopefully we do fun topics every day that stimulate conversation with your friends as well. So I do hope everyone has a fabulous day today and a great rest of your week. And a question for today is just very simply, what healthy eating tips would you like to share with our community? What healthy eating tips? So again, have a wonderful day, everybody, and we'll see you all back here tomorrow on Mornings with 60andMe. Bye-bye for now.